Hey, what's up guys? Zycath here, bringing you all my Starfield first impressions. I got 5 hours in the game. Let's do a 5-minute video talking about it. Now let's go ahead and open up that there's a lot of opinions on this game out there, and they're either on one side of the fence or the other, and truthfully, these are first impressions, so I don't mind straddling the fence a little bit here, right? But I want to give you guys some of my honest critiques about the game, and maybe help you understand a little bit more about whether or not it's the game for you. If you're wondering right off the bat, should you get it? I'm going to say yes, but you need to stick around, and I'm going to tell you how and why. The first big critique that we've got to open up and talk about, and it's a really common one that everybody's talking about, is the exploration in this game. Bethesda was known for innovating this new open world style of game with Skyrim, and further developed on it in Fallout 4, and that's something that I'm just going to be honest is really missing here. This is a lot more of a level select kind of deal than I'm used to from a Bethesda title, and the levels are not too impressive for the fact that they're I guess technically crafted smaller. It's a lot of copy and paste of what you see. But the real magic that's missing from the exploration is that which you got from Skyrim and from Fallout, where if you didn't know where to go, you would just set the marker and you would just go to it, and you would find a million little things in between. There would be enemies popping up, little hidden stories, quests, dungeons, villages. There was so many things in between Objective A and Objective B that there was never a shortage of things to do in this game because you were constantly getting sidetracked. Starfield's a little bit different in that fact. I had one scenario where I went into this home and some dude was dead on the floor, and I was immediately curious as to like, oh, what's going on here? And there was like some robot dog that was aggressive in the house, so I assumed that the robot dog turned on him. Is this the situation of man versus best friend, or is it somebody sent this dog to kill him? Are all robot dogs bad, or is it just this breed? Like, I don't know what's going on here. I wanted to know what was going on here. There's no explanation, but this was the most interesting thing that I randomly came across. For the most part, you're going to get a mission and you're going to fast travel directly to where that mission takes place, and it's going to cause you to fast travel somewhere else, which is not the Bethesda formula that we're used to. In Fallout 4 and Skyrim, it's very natural. In this game, it's very much you pick where you want to go and go there. The other biggest missed mark here is got to be the combat. If you've played Fallout 4, you're going to be very familiar with how it feels to aim and shoot in this game. The weapons aren't super responsive. It doesn't feel like a AAA shooter like Call of Duty. It doesn't feel like a looter shooter like Destiny or Borderlands. The gunplay just is kind of weak. You shoot an enemy and they don't really respond for the most part, and at the same time they're just these huge bullet sponges. So the combat just doesn't feel very reactive. It feels more RPG. It's like, do I have the damage? Do I have the resistances and the health to just face tank this guy? And if you can, then you win the fight, and if you can't, you lose the fight. There's not really a lot of counterplay going on here. It's just all about preparedness. It's certainly not terrible, but I'm really not a big fan of Bloom. Perhaps I've just been spoiled by games that are using recoil patterns or just have good gunplay. But yeah, generally speaking, the gunplay just isn't really that great, but if you could handle it in Fallout 4, you're definitely going to be able to handle it in this. It's kind of hard to tell when enemies are getting hit. It's kind of hard to tell when you're getting shot at. This is kind of standard for Bethesda, but we can look over that because it's more of an RPG experience that we're here for than a FPS experience. So now let's talk about the customization. There's a decent amount of guns and weapons in the game. Nothing to be totally blown away by. For the most part, I encounter enemies using the same weapons all the time. Kind of think like pipe pistols in Fallout 4, right? Like everybody has one. They're all using the same guns for the most part. But you can find weapons with special legendary modifiers, also just like Fallout 4. You can customize the weapons, trade them out for a long barrel, a short barrel, throw a scope or an extended mag on them. Once again, a lot like Fallout 4. As far as the customization goes, if you felt like there was enough character customization in Fallout 4 to develop a lot of unique and interesting builds, then Starfield's going to have that as well. And I haven't even gotten to touch on the actual ship customization, but there's plenty of customization here for anybody that's really wanting to dive into an RPG. So I know that we're going a little bit over here, but I think that about covers up my first impressions of the game. It's not terrible. It's not really great. There's nothing about the game that I really want to sit here and just go on and on about how great it is, but there's a lot of systems that are bothering me, right? It's fun. It may not be the best thing that Bethesda's ever crafted, and it's definitely not even the best game within its own genre. But I am having a good time. I am going to continue playing it, and I would recommend that you do the same, but not for $70. The game's coming out at $70, Diablo 4 and this. Don't really feel like they're proving that $70 price tag. If any game's earned that, it's not been Starfield and Diablo 4. But we don't have to pay $70 for this game. We can get it for $10 on the Xbox Game Pass. Guys, for $10, I would absolutely recommend you to get the Game Pass and try the game out. It's honestly really solid when you compare it for that reason, and it's really easy to transfer your save from the Xbox Game Pass to Steam, or whichever way you want to do it. And that about sums it up. It's not stellar. It's not an absolute must buy now, $70 because you're going to be playing this game for 2,000 hours. Just go ahead and get it now. It's not that. Spend the 10, check it out, and make that opinion for yourself. But if you're checking out this video wondering whether or not you should check out Starfield, it's a definite yes for me. $10 on the Game Pass is one of the biggest bargains I've seen on gaming this year. And if you like Bethesda, I think you're going to like this game. But if you're just hesitant like I was, I hope that the information to check it out for 10 on the Game Pass might sway you to actually check it out. Because $70 was definitely the thing that was keeping me away from this game when I very first looked into it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.